The NFL draft is later on this month. And the Heisman winner, Jayden Daniels, he's going to get taken early in the first round. So let's go through the last 20 years worth of Heisman Trophy winners and rank how they got on in the NFL. I'm Jay Lawrence, by the way. I'm new to this YouTube game, so if you give me a subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Just to be clear, we are not going to count the last two Heisman Trophy winners, Jayden Daniels and Caleb Williams. Neither of them are both in the NFL, but they're both going to be top 5 picks. At number 18, Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football himself. I feel like the rise and demise of Johnny Football was pretty swift, wasn't it? From drugs to hating where he was drafted to not picking up a playbook. Johnny Manziel's time with the Cleveland Browns was basically as bad as it could be. But he still gets the headlines because he was that good at Texas A&M. Number 17, Troy Smith. A total of 11 touchdowns in his NFL career, so we're going to move on swiftly from this Ohio State quarterback, a little bit like the Ravens did. Sorry about that, Troy. Number 16, Matt Leinart. The former USC QB finished his NFL career 8-10 in 7 seasons. So we're going to move on again. Number 15, Bryce Young. I feel like I'm being a little bit harsh. Am I being a little bit harsh? The Carolina Panthers quarterback has not had the best start to his NFL career, but as I say, it is quite early on. Can he get his career back on track? But he is going to be in the shadow of CJ Stroud forever. Number 14, Marcus Mariota. Let's go Ducks. Mariota started promisingly at Tennessee. There's no doubt about that. And then it slowly went downhill and then just off a cliff. Stints with the Raiders, with Philadelphia, with Atlanta. Didn't manage to get his career back on track. But he is still in the NFL, so credit to him for that. Number 13, Tim Tebow. Do I really need to talk a lot about Tim Tebow? We know who Tim Tebow is, don't we? That's right, the former Jacksonville Jaguars tight end. I wish he managed to get his career back on track as a Jacksonville Jaguars tight end. Could you imagine it? Anyway, he was very entertaining, but like, not that amazing in the NFL. Number 12, Sam Bradford. A genuinely very good quarterback at times that played 83 games in the NFL and got paid $130 million. That is over $1.5 million a game, which it's not too shabby. Move over Kirk Cousins. This guy knows how to make money. Anyway, good quarterback. Injuries got the better of him. He's actually only 36 years old at the moment. And he's managed to be out of the league 5 years. Number 11, Jameis Winston. Should this man be higher? I want him to be number 1. Maybe I should put him at number 1. I have no idea like where to start with this guy. He is just fun. He's fun as QB1. He's fun as QB2. And he can put like a W. How do you do it? A W in his mouth. Winning a W. Like a crab. No, I can't do it. However, maybe he should have done more with his career so far, because no one's saying that he's not a talented guy, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see him play a few games for the Cleveland Browns this year. Number 10, Kyler Murray. I feel like it's at this point where I'm sort of ranking for potential, because I genuinely believe that there is a Super Bowl winning quarterback in Kyler Murray. Problem is, I don't think he has shown that yet. He's shown glimpses, don't get me wrong, but is he setting the NFL world on fire every single week? Probably not. Number 9, Devonta Smith. Maybe this one is a little bit too high. I'm not quite sure yet. But he's done quite a lot in what has been a very short NFL career so far. But he is still a wide receiver too, I suppose. A.J. Brown, number 1 for the Philadelphia Eagles. Devonta Smith is number 2. That is very good receiver 1 and 2. A.J. Brown's doing his thing, but quietly, Devonta Smith does his. He's averaged over 1,000 yards every single season for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's only 25, and I guess that this actually says quite a lot about Devonta Smith. He's the only wide receiver on this list. He's got plenty of potential, plenty of years left, and he's already made 1 Super Bowl. Number 8, Baker Mayfield. A great first season, a middling middle of his career, and a better last season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The former number 1 draft pick for the Cleveland Browns came into the NFL with loads of eyes on him, loads of expectation. Has he delivered? No, probably not. But with a massive contract for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers looking forward, there's going to be a lot of people expecting lots more from Baker Mayfield. Number 7, RG3. Electric, lightning, injured. Probably the 3 words that you'd mostly use to describe Robert Griffin III. RG3 was unreal at the start of his career with Washington, but sadly he was out of the team after year 4. He started just 7 more games in the entirety of his NFL career, but he was electric. Electric at the beginning of his career. Good sports analyst as well. Number 6, Reggie Bush. Super Bowl puts him in number 6. I'm not going to lie to you. And give him back his Heisman. Number 5, Mark Ingram. All right, hear me out. You might be thinking that he's a little bit too high. But when you think of the players that I've mentioned so far, Mark Ingram has had an extremely long career, an extremely successful career as well. The former Alabama running back had a slow start to his career with the New Orleans Saints, but from 2014, he had 4 successive 1,000-yard seasons. And for just a second, can we just remember that insane partnership that he had with Alvin Kamara as well? Number 4, Joe Burrow. This guy's a good quarterback. Yes, it is early on in Joe Burrow's career, there's no doubt about that. But this guy, he took Cincinnati Bengals out of the doldrums and made them Super Bowl contenders. Not an easy thing to do. And it is all essentially down to Joe Burrow. Yes, he's been injured. Yes, he's early on in his career. But I do know one thing for sure. I see the future, and I see Joe Burrow holding the Lombardi Trophy. Number 3, Derrick Henry. Now, welcome to the first definite Hall of Famer on this list. We have to get to number 3 to get to that. An absolute beast of a running back. He's still going. He's just moved to the Baltimore Ravens, so there's still time for that Super Bowl ring. And I saw him being interviewed actually in person last October. I'm just going to put it out there. Derrick Henry, he's a big man. Number 2, Cam Newton. Now, actually, you could argue that Cam Newton should be number 3 on this list, or you could argue that he should be number 1 on this list. Cam Newton changed the game. There have been excellent running quarterbacks. There have been excellent passing quarterbacks. Cam Newton, he combined them both with a physique that we have not seen in an NFL quarterback. The impact that he had and the fear that he struck in NFL defenses should not be underestimated. Honestly, I actually believe that he could probably still be in the NFL right now, but I don't think that he wants to be a number 2 in the league. Worth noting his MVP season, worth noting the fact that he has been in the Super Bowl, of course, and worth noting his odd choice of fonts when he tweets. Just use like Cambria, mate, or like Impact or something. Times New Roman, just use that. And number 1, can you guess who it is? He's just won the MVP in the NFL, Lamar Jackson. One of the most dynamic quarterbacks ever. Do you remember when he was coming into the NFL, when people wanted him to be a wide receiver? Genuine NFL scouts said, you should consider becoming a wide receiver. I'm going to put it out there and say that those NFL scouts should reconsider their position. He's only 27, loads more time to add to his 2 league MVPs. The only thing about Lamar Jackson's career so far is maybe he has not performed in the postseason yet. But as I say, he's still got time. Do you disagree? Have I got any of these wrong? Let me know in the comments. And as I say, make sure you give me a subscribe.